We did it! We got one! We got one! One domino has fallen in the fight against critical race theory, and sadly that domino didn't come in New Hampshire where I hoped it would, but I'll update you more on that in a second. It came from the glorious state of Idaho, a state I have not yet been to, but will no doubt be making a point to go and check out soon. Yesterday, just as Biden was giving his State of the Union whatever address to only 2 million more people who watched the Oscars, Idaho became the very first state to ban critical race theory from public schools. Let's check out this coverage from the Daily Caller. Idaho Republican Governor Brad Little signed a bill on Wednesday that prohibits public schools and universities from introducing critical race theory instruction if it compels students to view others through the discriminatory lens of race, numerous sources have reported. House Bill 377, entitled Dignity and Non-Discrimination in Public Education, prohibits public schools and universities from compelling students to affirm, adopt, or adhere to teachings often found in CRT instruction. Chris Rufo, who reported numerous whistleblower accounts of CRT instruction in public institutions, says the bill's passing makes Idaho the first state in the nation to ban critical race theory indoctrination in public schools. Guys, this is so exciting. It is so important to celebrate these little wins when they come up, because there are so many states considering bills like this right now. Of course, my home state of New Hampshire, Iowa's got one, West Virginia's got one, Texas was thinking about doing something. I think Florida just did it by executive order, so I suppose we could say it's already been banned in Florida, but the legislator in Florida didn't pass bills. That was just done by the governor. Rhode Island was considering one, although that one was going to go nowhere. But listen, it was important to get one. We needed to get one. We needed one state to be brave and get it done, and that state is Idaho. And I really think that with as many of these bills that are being introduced around the country, and Chris Rufo is working on a lot of these things, James Lindsay's working on a lot of these things, I ain't doing anything else after New Hampshire, man. I got other stuff I need to do. But it is in good hands. So where we stand in New Hampshire is, of course, my Rhino Republican governor, Chris Sununu, came out in support of critical race theory and is actually working with the Democrats in my state to try to kill this bill. So completely supporting their talking points, saying it violates free speech. It does not violate free speech. The state does not have constitutional protections. Individuals have constitutional protections. So you know what in the Idaho bill, it says that you cannot compel students to affirm, adopt, adhere to teachings found in critical race theory instruction. The bill is kind of similar in New Hampshire. It would apply to state agencies, state contractors, and yeah, it would be applied in schools. And it essentially says that you cannot teach this nonsense as verifiable fact. There are provisions in the bill that say you can teach these concepts. You can come in and say some people think that critical race theory is a good thing and some people think critical race theory is a bad thing. You just can't say critical race theory is verifiable fact and you are not allowed to dissent, otherwise we call you a racist. That is essentially what the bill in New Hampshire says. So my stupid governor decided to say this violates free speech, which was exactly the talking point the Democrats wanted him to take, and has been fighting this bill ever since. Now, in response to that, the House Republicans actually attached the bill to the budget. It was a boss move to make sure that the bill got through the House in New Hampshire. Right now, the bill is sitting in the Senate, and we're going to talk about, that's not the right one, this one right here. We're going to talk about Senator Jeb Bradley, who is also a Republican in my state, who Chris Sununu has signaled to that he wants Senator Jeb Bradley to try to find a compromise, to try to water down this bill so that Chris Sununu can continue to kiss the butt of the Democratic senators, or not even the Democratic senators, the Democratic voters in my state, because he wants to run for Senate. So, where the bill stands right now is we are working on trying to convince Senator Jeb Bradley very nicely and very diplomatically to act like a goddamn Republican and leave the bill alone. And they have extra incentive too, because the House Finance Committee in New Hampshire has already said, we ain't passing your budget if you screw with the bill or if you take it off the budget. So we're kind of in a little bit of a standoff at the moment. We're going to see which side wins out, but how you can all get involved and help out right now is very, very, very simple. I need you to email Senator Jeb Bradley. Now, I don't care if you live in New Hampshire or if you don't. I do not care. You can live in California and still email Senator Jeb Bradley, because here's the thing. I want them to know that people all around the country are paying attention. We are all paying attention. Of course, I live in New Hampshire. A lot of people have said that this is only out-of-state activists. No, I actually do live here in real life. I have for 10 years. Literally 10 years ago today, I closed on my home in New Hampshire. But they need to hear from everyone. If you live in New Hampshire, it is particularly important that you email in Jeb Bradley. If you have friends and family that live in New Hampshire, it is particularly important that you call them and have them email Senator Jeb Bradley. It is jeb.bradley.leg.state.nh.us. I will put that email in the description below to make it extra easy for you to find it. But email him in and very nicely and calmly and diplomatically say, Senator Bradley, we would really appreciate it if you would leave the bill alone. Do not water it down. Do not compromise on it, because the children of New Hampshire will thank you when they are not taught that they are racist in schools, because you were brave and stood up to Chris Sununu's nonsense and didn't futz with the bill. Okay? So that's how we can all participate. Email Senator Bradley. But I wanted to talk about one more thing before we end the video, because Chris Rufo obviously is one of the people on the very front lines fighting this battle, and he actually made a really interesting point today on Twitter, which is we need to start taking back the language when it comes to the fight against critical race theory. We need to start taking it back. And so what he says is, to win the war against wokeness, we have to create persuasive language. From now on, we should refer to critical race theory in education as state-sanctioned racism. That's the new weapon in the language war. So, perhaps when you're emailing Senator Jeb Bradley, you can encourage him to leave the bill alone unless he wants to support state-sanctioned racism in schools, because no one wants to support state-sanctioned racism at the end of the day. But guys, I have a lot of hope. I feel really good about it. We had an amazing rally in Concord, New Hampshire, sponsored by a Chinese American organization that is against critical race theory. We had a great turnout for the rally, and I know for a fact that Chris Sununu heard about the successful rally right outside the State House, demanding that he get out of the way so this bill can become law in the state of New Hampshire. We only have live free or die as our motto. I don't know why this would even be something that we would worry about, but here we are. I feel good about it. I still think there's a lot of hope. We need to keep our fingers crossed, and we all need to do what we can to reach out and make sure that they know that we're paying attention and we are encouraging them nicely and diplomatically to do the right thing. All right, guys, that's my little critical race theory update. Now, listen, if you want to support my channel, I'm trying this new thing. I'm shilling products, I'm shilling things. And the thing I want to shill for you today is this awesome CBD oil. Because, listen, I made the commitment that if I was ever going to shill stuff on my channel, I was only going to shill things that I actually liked. And I do actually legitimately love this CBD oil. This is the cinnamon variety. This is from HempWorks, and I have the link in the description below, and I will put it in a comment so you can easily find it. It'll help you to support my channel and also get an awesome product. Now, what I like best about this CBD oil is, honestly, I was sleeping like crap before I started using this stuff. I just put a couple drops under my tongue at the beginning of the day, a couple drops under my tongue at the end of the day. And I honestly, once I started doing that, I started sleeping so much better. It became light years better. And then I stopped for a little while. I went out to Los Angeles for a week. I forgot my CBD oil at home. I came back. I started taking it again. Oh my God, it's like an almost immediate difference. So my sleep is 1,000,000 times better, and all it took was this. I have the cinnamon one, which tastes just like a Red Hot, but I think they have an orange one that people seem to really like as well, and they have all sorts of different flavors, and there are all sorts of other products on there that you can check out, but that's definitely my favorite. And so if you want to give it a try, definitely the link is in the description below, and thank you in advance for helping to support my channel. All right, guys, that's all I've got for right now. I'll see you soon.